She failed. Who?
Is that the, what about the transsexual Amazon?
No, they never did that.
Well, to be fair, Naomi was a tribute character. That's the difference.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Well, didn't Naomi get like an actual TV show, or am I misremembering?
She did.
She got a TV show. By the way, the book is called Naomi Season 1, the first arc. So, in case you're wondering what Bendis was going for, and by the way, all you people that are Bendis fans know what I'm talking about. That's an odd take as well. It feels like an Elseworlds being told in the main line. What'll probably happen is that they'll do what they did with Batman, where his Wonder Woman run will come out. I'm not sure if it'll do well because Tom King does not exactly bring sales.
He's mixed. He's a mixed bag.
What'll probably happen is that they'll do the exact same thing they did with Batman. His run will be divisive, and then he'll end up completing his run. I don't think it's as an Elseworld story.
That's a good point.
Here's what I think is going to happen.
Oh my gosh,
the run's going to come out.
We got it, Tevya. But
it's going to bomb, and like all of a sudden, oh, by the way, this takes place in alternate continuity. Congratulations. This was an Elseworld story. Oh, this is totally our plan, people. We gotcha.
Because guess what? I guarantee you what'll happen before they even deal with Wonder Woman having a child. That's when they'll stop, and then they'll say the 20 years in the future was an Elseworld story. That's what they'll do. Because at this point, yes, we don't work for DC, unfortunately. Because if we worked for DC, it would run a lot better. But
okay, I just want to go and get this out of my system because I have been ignored. I've been tempted to talk about this for a while. If you paid attention to my recent collab with Jared the other day, you'll notice we talked about something very similar. Now, before I screen share this, just know this was a tribute piece. This was not intended to be a thumbnail. So let me go to present, go to...
Yeah, so by the way, so what JJheat and I are doing is we're building our own DC universe around the supposition that the new 52 Superman never died. That's it. We take this small... You could say we're saying, what if New 52 Superman never died? And by the way, it's an infinitely more... It's a better story than what DC is giving us. I'm sorry.
So are you saying you're making the new 52?
Yeah, new squared 52. And by the way,
so you're making the new 104?
Yeah, nice. And yes, David, yes, it's a great video. We're having a lot of fun with that. So similar to Batman Catwoman. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, there you go. So that was our idea. Yes, it's not exactly a reboot because the new 52 up until Superman's death happens, it's just we take it from there and essentially expand it. Like you want to go ahead and explain it?
Okay, basically to make it a long story short, what if New 52 what if you essentially had both? Okay, instead of Superman Reborn, where you merge the two Supermen together, which was a nostalgic cop-out, mind you. But
lazy nostalgic cop-out.
Jared, we talked about this off panel. But
yes,
basically, please don't say it like that. God.
Yeah, I know. Go on.
But I will say, basically, what if New 52 Superman lived? And instead of the kryptonite poisoning, Diana makes a deal with the gods. But for a price. I won't go into more detail. You'll have to go back for the previous videos, but that's all I'm going to say.
That's nice. When post 52 of the Dawn of 52 continued. Yeah,
actually we are working on have a working title. So if you want to pitch something in the chat, please do so. And by the way,
Tevya, yes, the new 52 was very successful. It's just people like to say it wasn't because people don't commercially, and what it was meant to do is meant to reboot the continuity, increase the sale of the books, and mind you, moving on to bring in new readers. It accomplished all three of those tasks. Yeah,
here's my rebuttal. Futures end. I rest my case.
Yeah,
I rest my case.
Well, here's the thing, and we talked about this on Under Two Capes today. The overall story for Futures End is amazing. But when you put in all this, when you expand it so much that the omnibus is about as big as Jeff Johns' Green Lantern, it gets a bit much.
Well, it's still not as big as James Gunn's ego. So
nice. The new 52 goes hard, and honestly, some of the best blueprints are in those titles. Yep, and for those of you that are fans of the SnyderVerse, It's all right there. Yeah. I'm gonna give you this, Tevia. That book. I'm not saying every book was awesome. I'm saying the initiative itself was awesome.
Red Hood and the Outlaws was legitimately good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know what? Red, open the door. I'll say it. New 52 Teen Titans should have been a Young Justice book.
Because that's pretty much what it was. So, but so now I want to talk more about. I think that this was motivated by Batman has a son, Superman has a kid. Let's give Wonder Woman a kid because she's the third member of the Trinity. That's what Trinity. I think it honestly turned into.
Wait, shall we call it Trinity's kids?
Yeah, exactly. So
making my own way.
So now
in the case of Trinity, Batman, you are
Britt Evans, my good friend Britt. Weird having her so young, 19, with Damian and John being in their. Yeah, exactly. That is so weird. By the way, what's up, Britt?
Especially if like they pair up like Damian and like this new Wonder Woman.
Nope, stop it. I see what you're doing. Nick. Nope. I may heckle Jared about Wonder Bat, but there's even lines I won't cross.
Yes, do not, Nick. I think Wonder Woman being a mom is going to be awesome. Well,
Wonder Mom.
I was literally thinking that, JJheat.
Wonder Mom.
My thunder.
You know what they did? DC did this event called Milk Wars. And JJheat knows what I'm talking about.
God damn it.
So it was the idea of DC was going bankrupt. So what they had to do, they had to go back to being very corporate and very 1950s. So whenever the characters drank the milk, they reverted back to 1950 sensibility. Superman became Milkman Man, and Wonder Woman became Wonder Wife.
All the liberals suddenly just got offended.
And by SnyderVerse coming on the horizon, maybe. And I still want. We got it. We know, Debbie. We know. By the way, fun fact. Here's a little announcement that I want to make. So right now, just real quick.
Is Comics League pregnant?
No, but good guess. So my good friend Britt Evans, she and I have been friends for a while, and we're starting our own show on Comics League.
Nice,
Ooh.
nice.
We're gonna examine these shipping wars, Superman and Wonder Woman, the new 52, and clarify a lot of the misconceptions about these particular publishing initiatives. So there you go. It's gonna be super fun.
Do you need me to come in for a Wonder Bat episode?
No, I do not, because it'll be us ganging up on you.
Wonder Bat.
Zack Snyder refuted that song, so there you go. So I'm gonna get that drop.
Are you saying that Zack Snyder personally saw like JJheat's video and has personally refuted it?
No.
JJheat, you are cool.
And by the way,
thank you.
Do you think Damian, John, and Yara should be the Trinity and Trinity be her own character? Yes, but first off, I think Yara should get more attention instead of
definitely.
This was my issue, and I put this on Twitter today. Here's my issue with this, and I think I even put on under Tom King's post. Wait, no, Nick, let me finish. Instead of doing more stuff, instead of highlighting Cassie, Donna, Yara, you invent a new character. DC does this all the time where they have these fantastic characters, and then guess what they do? They, instead of using what they have, they just add in a new character.
It's frustrating, but I already explained, I literally explained like 5 minutes ago why.
I know, Nick. It's just someone else brought that up.
But you want to know what my personal like young Trinity is?
What?
Tim, Cass, Connor.
Tim, Cass, Connor. Yeah.
What? Wasn't that a love triangle at one point?
Like you can tell
that was a love triangle, Nick. I'm like, what is you doing the love triangles?
But no, I'm a 2000s kid, so it's like Connor.
Well, Cass. Yeah, that's true. I'll give you that. Are you going to clarify the DCU era? Well, that's a mistake on the very beginning, but we'll look at it on our series, I'm sure, because we have to. It's part of the new 52, so
tail end of it, so we have to.
And Britt, if you're still watching this, do you want to clarify DCU when we do our show? Just let me know. But so let's see what else do you think? Do you think John Damian's one daughter and Jai?
Okay,
they're not gonna Tevia.
Jared, let me handle this.
Go ahead.
Based on what we're seeing in the promo material, this girl is Trinity. God, I almost forgot it. Trinity is going to be drastically younger than the likes of Damian, John, Irie, Jay. Completely separate generation. Hell, this might even end up an Elseworld book. Let's wait for Wonder Woman 800 and see what happens. More than likely, this will be a self-contained backup story.
And
Wait for the
Tevye,
finish.
here's what you have to understand. Just because you like these characters does not mean they work with every new character has to add into this. Because, wait, I need to add this one point. Because here's the point of it. It's not going to be, even if they did that, guess what? The kids, John and Irene J. West are going to be much older, and that's going to screw up the dynamic. It's not going to be kids with Trinity.
Okay, I need to come to Tevye's defense for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
So, Tevye, this is for you. I actually do think a young Justice where they're like 11, 12, 13-ish kind of thing. I actually think a preteen superhero book is sorely needed. Like, that is a market that is like
it is
wide
needed.
open.
It is needed. They just don't do anything with it.
So we've been kind of dogging Tevye. I just wanted to give him some validation where what he wants is valid. Like,
that's fair. That's fair.
Like, I feel like we've kind of been overly negative him. Like, I just wanted to acknowledge the thing he desires. Like, yeah, we totally get it. That is something that needs to happen. But trying to like sandwich it into what's going now might not work. But yeah, I honestly think a preteen superhero book is really needed. So your feelings are valid. I just wanted to give Tevye some validation.
Yeah, Tevye. Just to be clear, all I'm saying is that this would not be that because even if they did put her with a book, she would be young, like 20 years younger than everyone else there. So it's not going to be that same. It's even weirder. And Britt brought out this up previously. It's even weirder when they have her when they have her with Damian and John. And by the way, Britt has brought up, yes, we will clarify DCU. So be on the lookout for that. We're going to clarify
honestly, I would love like you've seen some comments of like DC superheroes in like high school. Like, I actually think that like I would read that book. Like
that would be actually kind of cool though. Yeah, I agree with you. That'd be kind of fun.
Like imagine like some of the villains are like for example let's say Poison Ivy. Like, imagine like kind of Poison Ivy in high school, or like Harvey Dent is like the civics teacher or something.
And wait, yeah, you could do the Super Wonder versus Wonder Bat debate, and that Diana's being pursued by the good boy Clark and the bad boy Bruce Wayne. She has to pick.
Or just imagine like, hey, like imagine like Clark gets some red kryptonite, all of a sudden he's like a bad boy for the night.
Yeah, exactly.
And then like, oh, Clark, you were so nice that night. Like, I was drugged. I was in the red K. Like, oh my, it writes itself.
They did kind of have that. It's called Gotham High, but no, I do agree with you. They need that book. And by the way, we should do a stream where we just make our own young adult high school Justice League book. We have to do that.
That could also be a UTC episode.
Yeah, heck, even Tom King himself brought up the Super Sons and IGA and clarify he wanted John and Damian babysitting.
I think he was making an allegory more than anything. That remains to be seen. I think that was just an allegory.
And by the way, obviously, I'm still going to check out the book. Beyond the fact that I have a love-hate relationship with Tom King's writing, I'm a Wonder Woman fan, and anything.
It's a milestone. It's a milestone issue. Come on.
And plus, JJheat, anything getting away from Clunrad, I will take.
That's a win. I will give you that. That is a win.
Yeah. Anything like that. Yeah. It sounds too. No, Brown. Here's the thing. We're doing it. So, we're going to make it not CW-ish.
No, the writers of Riverdale are not going to be anywhere near this.
Oh, God, no.
No.
Blasphemy.
In fact, Nick.
Why did you say that, Nick?
I said they'd be nowhere near it, though.
Well, but you still mentioned Riverdale on the show.
It counts.
Look, I'm weird, okay?
Oh, we know
that we're used to.
No.
Hey, Nerdette, how's it going?
Hey, it's been a while, Nerdette. I haven't seen you in a few days.
And by the way, Tristan, okay, so here's the thing. While I have you here, it is so. And by the way, Tristan is the reason why I have tried out more Tom King books. So there you go.
And speaking of indie, gentlemen.
Oh yeah, actually, this is a good transition. So we might as well, if you want to. Oh, and Bell Rev says Wonder Woman and Superman having a dark. Yes, they do. That's essentially in Dark Knight Returns. And what's up, Bell Rev? Good to see ya. But I'm weird as a Riverdale reference. Oh, okay. I didn't know that because I rightfully don't watch the show.
I've
So-
watched a few of the,
My
I've
cousin-
watched a few of the seasons. My
Yeah,
eyes have
A
never
Different Earth,
recovered.
I think Earth 20. Yeah, it's basically the Frank Miller universe of DC, I believe. Right, JJheat?
I thought I don't
That's
know
the Golden
exact-
Child one, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Or was that Dark Knight Rises 3, Master Race?
No, it's still in that universe. It's still in
Yeah,
it's-
okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's in that same
yeah.
thing. So yeah. And Britt Evans, what's up, Britt? They're trying to have a biological legacy, kids, but it's not being done in an organic way. Dynamics are pretty empty, as well as their continuity is still a mess. Yes, she brings up
That's
an
a good point.
excellent point
That's-
because
See,
here's the thing. Yeah, I'm sorry. Real quick, Nick, because here's the thing. You missed that because here's the thing. I get what they're trying to go for, but here's why it's not going to work. Because the thing about Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, and why those three work, I'm talking about the parents, is that they essentially grew up together as superheroes. So, where with this one, it would work if she were like if Wonder Woman like adopted a daughter off like the street and gave her powers, and then there you go, moved into.
Oh,
and
you
she
mean
grew up
like
with John.
Donna Troy? You mean like,
Yeah,
like
if they use
That's
Donna Troy.
exactly smart.
And
is-
how are you, Bell Rev? I'm doing. My night's doing
Jared?
great. Mhm.
That's exactly Donna Troy's backstory. Like that
No,
is like to a T her storyline.
That's a point. And by the way, I'm hoping no.
No. It's
Don't
likely, though.
Don't make Steve
It-
Trevor. Don't make
it's-
Steve. It's likely though, but don't make Steve Trevor any more important than he already is, which is 0.
Oh, come on. He deserves a win.
He
Come
hasn't
on.
done anything with Wonder Woman ever, except be a crazy stalker.
Are we talking about the New 52 specifically, or
He's always been a stalker of Wonder Woman and the modern comics from New 52 and on.
that's debatable?
Yeah. Well, let me put it this way. That was kind of funny. So I did the video saying Lois Lane is useless, and I got backlash for that one. I did the one about Steve Trevor being useless. No backlash whatsoever.
Yeah, because it's true.
It's true. There you go. He is useless. And I said, I pitched this book, and I'm going to pitch it again. Tell me if Steve Trevor is garbage. Yes. What if they took Steve Trevor, Rick Flag, Sergeant Rock, and put them in like a military book where they're in the DC universe?
That was New 52 JLA.
No. I'm talking about with no superheroes on the team.
A military
It's a
commando
military
book.
It's a military book, but it's in DC, so you can see like how like military soldiers react and do their missions and stuff in a world with superheroes.
Okay,
A little-
I got.
Rebirth makes Steve Trevor awesome, and Tevia, that was forced because they wanted to diss on Super Wonder completely. And Britt can bring this up.
I got you one better.
Belrev.
It's okay. Imagine a book set in kind of like the 60s, but like New Frontier-esque universe.
Silver Age.
Silver Age, but it's more New Frontier. Like
Okay.
Justice League New Frontier, like
Okay.
that kind of world.
Yeah,
And
okay.
It's a military unit led by Sergeant Rock, who's a World War II veteran, so he's a little bit older now.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
the unit consists of Rick Flag, Steve Trevor, all these people. But Sergeant Rock is like the leader of it. He's
Team
like
leader. That works. And Britt says Dark Knight Returns to Earth 31. Okay, thank you for bringing that up. And thanks, Britt Evans. Yes, we love Britt. She's awesome. And that was also in New 52 Blackhawks and Argus, which failed. We would put a competent creative team in charge of the book. That's what we're bringing. Steve Trevor is an. I don't think he's not an evil superhero. No, he's not even a super anything.
Wait, didn't they try to start a book with Steve Trevor getting powers, or was that Lana Lang?
Well, they gave him kind of powers in Darkseid War.
Oh yeah.
Yes, well, Lana Lang did have powers because when Superman exploded, Lois and Lana got powers, and Lois died, but Lana didn't. So that's very inconsistent rules, DC. And by the way, again, caveat: just because it failed in the New 52 does not mean we'll allow it to fail because we're in charge of DC. Let's not forget about that.
failure is not an option.
Iris DC.
This is a good one. Wonder Woman won't get with Superman or Batman because Steve Trevor turned her off to men. What'll probably happen? Here's what's going to happen. There will be no.
He's gonna get with Starfire.
No, you know what we'll do.
There's a crack ship for you.
You know what'll happen? Here's what'll happen. This is how they'll do the forged from clay origin. They'll have Wonder Woman shape her out of clay. There won't be any father. That's what they'll do. That's what they'll do because guess what? Yeah, the Wonderfire. No.
See what you started, Nick.
Nick, I don't want to see your browser history. Okay, I don't want to see that. You've been waiting for that.
I'm sorry, but I expected those kind of burns from JJheat.
Sorry, dude. I mean, let's face it. I've been getting rather burny lately. So,
respect.
Yeah. And by the way, if you're a Starfire fan, watch the finale of Titans. They freaking nailed her.
Well,
it's a mixed bag.
Nightwing certainly has been.
Yeah, well, what I mean is that character-wise, and by the way, Britt says Steve Trevor works better as a father figure as he was during post-crisis that lasted 30 years. Even during pre-crisis, there were a lot of fans complaining about Trevor.
That is true.
He's useless! Because here's the thing. Here's the most common thing I got. Wonder Woman is fighting gods and, like, superhuman beings. What is a normal dude going to do?
Okay, I just had a good idea for a future topic. How to make Steve Trevor not useless.
Okay, that's fine. And by the way, so here's the other thing. And also, here's the part where I was like, you are a horrible character. So, you know why they broke up? Now, I have to give context. Steve is a Navy SEAL. Okay? It'll make sense when I bring by the way, they have changed his military unit so many times in the comics, but currently he's a Navy
whatever
SEAL.
is the most elite unit at the time.
Yes. So he's a Navy SEAL. I have to emphasize this because what he says is the most stupid thing I've ever heard a character say. He's upset with Wonder Woman because she doesn't have time for him because she's a Justice League and she's constantly out doing his job. I'm like, you're a Navy SEAL who's away for 6 months to a year doing military stuff. What the hell are you talking about?
Point to Wonder Woman for speaking facts.
That's what I said. I'm like, what the? I'm like, you're a military soldier. You're used to being at home. You would think you would understand this a little bit.
Yeah, like on paper, you'd think like their arrangements are perfect for each other. They're both of them are always like out and about so often that like
when they see each other. Yeah, I think Steve would be at least a bit more accepting about it. I think that was forced,
and he didn't. So you know what? That's why I'm like, you are. That's what sealed Steve, because I already didn't like him. That sealed it for you. Are a piece of comic book trash. Is what you are, Steve Trevor.
So what you're saying is it's what Navy sealed it for you.
Okay.
You opened the door for that one.
I did, and I appreciate that, Nick. So there you go. But yes, I'm like, you know what? That is stupid. Yeah, that's a great. What happened to the future state? Yeah, they went away. And yes, the Chinese Superman still exists. He's actually part of the super family now. And yeah, dad puns.
Well, John is going to get shelved in Injustice, depending on how Adventures of John Kent ends.
Mm-hmm.
I Am Batman by John Ridley was canceled, so we don't really know what's going to really happen with him.
Which shouldn't have existed in the main thing as a main continuity book. But Ian brings up a good point. Steve Trevor is so useless. Lois Lane is more important. Okay,
where's the lie? Where is it?
No, you know what? That's getting a
my
this.
man, that guy.
Wait, yeah, exactly.
A man.
He's made Lois Lane seem useful. That's awesome. I love that. That's
more
time in the sun. Hang on.
Do you have that React GIF that I sometimes use?
No, I don't. Wait, hang on. Let me see if I can find another good one because that deserves it. That deserves it. Hang on. Where is it? What's a good one?
While we're waiting on
I got it.
Oh gosh, yes.
They're part of the same trope.
That.
Oh yeah, that was actually a pretty good comic. But Lois and Steve are bound to the same trope. It's just one's a reverse of the other. It's literally the same thing.
I'm against the whole trope that superheroes have to be dating non-superhero people. I'm like, that is stupid.
Okay.
I feel because the thing is, see, this is why,
dude.
When people.
That is a great story. That is awesome. If they did that, I would be a little more.
Here's the problem.
Yeah, go ahead, Nick.
He'd never
know
pull
what?
it off.
Yeah.
Well,
true.
modern, like, you want to know what I'm surprised we haven't seen yet? I'm
What?
surprised they haven't made Steve Trevor an incel yet. Like, I'm surprised they haven't gone down that route with Steve Trevor, given the modern writers, because his character is perfect for that kind of depiction.
And they don't like the straight white male who's a military vet who
because they
positive masculinity.
Like, they can make him like the whole like incel toxic masculinity crap. I wanted to curse, but I love you, Jared. So I did.
Thank you. I love you too, dude.
Steve Trevor is perfect for those kind of stories, and I'm not saying that's a good thing, but like he's like, I don't know why they haven't done it yet.
Because even editorial realizes it would be in poor taste.
And by the way, David, yes, it was a flop, really. They tried to hype it up, but commercially was a flop. Future State was an epic flop.
Oh, God, yes.
They technically, yes, this is great. So this is, if you ever want to see why Wonder Woman's evil, read her prequel comic in Injustice 2. It explains it because Steve Trevor's actually not a German soldier. I had to correct myself because YouTube is actually a German soldier. That
he's not a very nice guy.
Yes, thank you. So he actually, so the way they did it is that he was intentionally going to demonstrate his lasso of truth, and then Wonder Woman finds out about it after he kills an Amazon and goes, "Did you ever love me?" He goes, "No, I love the German fatherland." So then she suffocates him with the lasso.
I'm pretty sure he said he loved his country more.
Yeah, and then she just suffocate, and that's why that Wonder Woman's evil. And I'm like, okay, thank you. I'm pretty sure that issue was due to backlash because everyone's like, why is Wonder Woman so evil?
Jared, given your Steve Trevor hate, I think you can admit this. In the first Wonder Woman movie, yes, the first one, they haven't made a second one yet, unfortunately.
No, they didn't. I don't know.
A shame.
But that version of Steve Trevor and Wonder Woman actually worked.
That one worked because here's the thing about that one. Because here's the thing. Ultimately, up until the end of the movie, she was still fighting human beings. So it's not like he's just there. And at the end of the movie, when she was fighting Ares, Steve was like, "What are we gonna do? Let's just take down this plane." So and by the way, based on how many tie-ins this event has, I don't think it's gonna do well.
Me 70. Okay, if I had to make a projection, I would say 75,000 to 80,000 at best.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys across the entire line?
Are you guys enjoying the current Superman Lost storyline? I haven't checked that out yet. I will soon because it's on DC Online. JJheat, you want to comment on this?
I will say this. If you want a similar story to the Zeb Wells run, but actually good, read this comic.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, I love Super White Wonder because that breaks the super trope. Yeah, it's a dumb trope right now that superheroes have to date non-superhero beings. It's stupid. It doesn't work anymore.
Wait, so they can't have significant others they need to protect and care about?
No,
because conflict.
Here's why it doesn't work. Because in the case of because here's the thing, I'm very surprised that when Clark revealed his identity to the world, no one decided, let's go bomb the Daily Planet. He's there. His wife works there. Let's just go take it out. But here's why it's not realistic, JJheat. Because here's the thing. You fight alongside a certain person for years and years and years and years. You die, come back to life. You face danger on a daily basis. Yes. You don't think you're going to develop romantic feelings for someone that's going through the exact same things you are?
Trauma bonding.
Yeah, it's trauma bonding ultimately. And I'm like, they treat it like that doesn't happen. And I'm like, what the heck? What are you doing?
I mean, why do you think we always see like actors who do movies together, all of a sudden they're cheating on their husbands and wives when they get married or whatever? It's like, it's almost like you spend 6 months out of a year intimately acting with someone, bearing your feelings out in the most intimate way possible. It's almost like you start developing feelings for one another. Oh my god! Yeah, and by the way, Superman has some great fan art. Look at the actual. So, for those that don't know, I have to remind you of this because apparently no one knows this. There was a Superman Wonder Woman book from the New 52, and Britt knows what I'm talking about. Written by Charles Sewell and Tony Daniel. There was only 2 volumes of that comic, unfortunately, because for some reason they never gave it a volume 3 and volume 4. And pull up the famous cover that you love.
Yeah, and by the way, they actually hate Mary Jane. I'm not into Spider-Man comics because of the sick exception of making his life a constant tragedy. Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah,
now
see,
I gotta say this. I gotta say this. Say what you will about the Zeb Wells run, but at the very least, it acknowledges the fact that MJ has always been wishy-washy about Peter and the superhero lifestyle. She's been written to want to walk away multiple times. Hell, even the Raimi films adapted that mindset for MJ to a
see,
degree.
here's the problem.
It's a fair critique.
Well, yes, I agree with you, but here's the reason for that. Conflict sells, and
That's true.
If you have a partner who like if these two people were just all lovey-dovey and had a super healthy relationship, it would be boring as frick. Like, this is why he's not with Gwen Stacy. I'm sorry, but Peter X Gwen Stacy.
Yeah,
Here
you're gonna get
is-
some heat for that, buddy.
And
Here is the
and Black,
cover.
and Black Cat, while they work together, honestly, they're kind of toxic and a bit codependent.
Well, well, I believe they're actually dating right now.
For now, anyway.
And by the way, so here's the cover of well, it's a Justice League comic, but it's Justice League 12. I will be homaging this in my comic book.
Do you own this actual comic?
Do I own? I'm pretty sure I do. I own this one, this cover.
Is that a Jim Lee cover?
Yes, and by the way, I almost had this signed by Jim Lee.
Why didn't you? Like, I thought you'd
Because
have like this.
I was going to Comic-Con, he got sick and had to cancel.
Like, I would imagine you get it signed by Jim Lee and then get it slabbed.
Oh yes, are you kidding me? I
Like,
bought. I
as
have
much
this
of a-
in
as much of a
wait,
super-
I have this in trade form and omnibus form. I got this in single issue form just so I can have it signed by Jim Lee.
Yeah, like as much of a Super Wonder fan as you are, like if you meet Jim Lee, you really need to get this signed and then get it slabbed and hang it on your wall.
Yeah, that's happening. But anyway, that's the cover
Also-
I have.
Also, you need to have Jim Lee say like actually promote, like say Super Wonder is the best, and then have him sign it.
Yeah, probably.
Now, before we move on, I just got to say this. Now Now I am doing next episode's new direction is going to be Wallace West, but this one's a long-term project I'm working on with the boys.
Mhm.
This is a special peak. You're not going to find it anywhere else.
I have no idea how much that cover's worth. It probably is. But here we go. New direction. What if 5G didn't happen? Nice. Yes, we're doing that. Let's do it.
Nick,
Yeah.
I wanted it to be a surprise. So if you're mad about me using your logo, that was why I didn't tell you.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna be participating in this, so I'd probably take it off.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll redo it and take it off. But
It's
okay.
literally just deleting a layer, so it's
Yeah.
whatever.
I'm down, JJheat, so let's do that because that is also a good question. How are you guys
I
enjoying
wish you the best of luck, though. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Appreciate
How are
it,
you-
appreciate
how
it.
you how you enjoying the new Jeff Johns JSA one? It's
New-
pretty good.
the new Golden Age line, it's okay. I feel like they're trying to reintroduce Helena Wayne. It's a little bare bone. I feel like Jeff Johns crapped this out in a weekend. I really do.
Probably did. So now I
Like,
want to
honestly,
Mhm.
honestly, the idea of like Helena Wayne on like the JSA with like Stargirl, like is Helena Wayne basically the Batman of the JSA?
Pretty
Kind of.
much.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds actually kind of cool.
Tevia,
Let it
let it go.
Just because
Let it
it's in
go,
the
man.
movies does not. If the movie doesn't do well, just because it's in
It's
the
gonna
movies,
do well.
It's gonna
gonna
do
do-
well. Come on.
Well, but what I
Come
mean
on.
is that just because it's in the movies does not mean it's proving Marvel comics wrong. Comics are different than movies.
Yes.
I mean, I've been saying this for a while now. What they need to do is they need to get Peter married, probably to MJ, because that's and then just have and then segment the line. You have Miles Morales for the younger Peter Parker stuff. You want to do high school Spider-Man stuff? You have Miles Morales. You want to do like getting married, having kids, Spider-Man stuff? You have Peter Parker. It's like if you have it right there, it's right there for you.
This
and
is
it's perfect.
But you gotta understand editorial. This is literally just a role reversal. What led to One More Day, the generation shift between the Silver Age stories and what we have in modern times. It's literally the same mentality behind the scenes. The only difference is the roles are reversed.
And I just want to say one thing: if I was in charge of Marvel and I got to announce this, I would tag Dan Slott in the announcement.
Oh yes,
I
Yes.
would tag it. I wouldn't make him write it because I'm scared he would sabotage it.
And
the
thing is,
because he's always tweeting.
what we do is you email him the night before, say, "Hey, I'm posting this. I need you to unblock me so I can tag you in it." And then under that say, "This is not up for debate."
Oh yeah, it's not. I don't care how long you've been writing comics. This is happening right now. This is what the fans want. This is I'm sorry for the Zeb Wells run. And by the way, if I were in charge of Marvel, that would have gotten canceled a long time ago, and then Paul would have died a nice fiery death.
Like literally, if I ran Marvel, I would literally force Dan Slott to write a storyline where Peter and MJ get married. And I'm saying it has to be happy and it has to be good.
And it's in continuity. It has to be in continuity. By the way, here's Paul. Douchebag.
Like just imagine this is for Tevye, by the way. Like just imagine a storyline where it's like Auntie Felicia get Mayday.
Oh God.
Like just imagine like a 12-year-old Mayday Parker and Auntie Felicia get into some shenanigans.
He takes him. She takes her on heists.
Like just like those storylines just sound so good.
If I were in charge of X-Men, I'd bring back X-Men Evolutions. Yes, you want that. So next topic, we're talking about Superman and Lois and Gotham Knights are probably going to be canceled.
One's a tragedy and the other is thank you, God, hallelujah.
See,
Well,
I'm
actually,
I'm making my way through season 2 right now.
Yeah, but here's the thing. All right, Paul shot by Batmobile, genius. It doesn't have to make sense. It's just gonna. So here's the thing. Saw it coming for both. Yeah, here's the thing. What's probably going to happen. Yeah, just real quick, Nick. The thing is that this doesn't mean that the shows themselves are dead. It just means that CW does not want to do them. They'll probably, if they want to give it one more season, they'll probably have it be a Max exclusive and just be done with it.
Yeah, but I don't see Gotham Knights getting that Max exclusive.
No, Gotham Knights is not gonna have. It's not gonna have.
No, that's dead.
No,
that's dead.
No. In fact, I think that's worthy of a clip.
What you just saw is David Zaslav taking Gotham Knights out in the back and
putting it out his misery.
No, you know
no. I need to finish this. And David Zaslav, he's loading his gun and says, "Hey, have you guys ever seen Old Yeller?" And they say no.
No, do you know what it is? Nick, you know what it is? No, it's that scene in Office Space where they take the printer out with baseball bats and they smack the hell out of it. That's what that is, and I need that.
I like yours better. I like yours better.
That's what it is. And it's with the music and everything. It's Zaslav, James Gunn, Peter Safran, all like.
There's so many Office Space drops you could use.
I need that. I'm gonna do that. So Gunn may not have the flagship character, but yeah, exactly. Gotham Knights will probably be dead. I'm all for that. Yes. I never expected Superman and Lois to get another season of the CW. I was surprised when I heard it might continue. Probably not.
That's fair.
On that thought,
yeah, go ahead.
So I've been rewatching. Oh, not rewatching. This is actually me watching Superman and Lois for the first time. I loved season 1. Like season 1 was about as close to a perfect TV show as you could. Like yes, season 2 is. It seems like they brought in the melodrama for this one.
Definitely.
I just finished the episode where Lana got elected mayor.
It was episode 5, I think.
Yeah,
season 2, episode 5.
And by the way, Britt, if you're still watching, I know you have some very colorful thoughts on Superman and Lois, so please drop them in the chat.
So as far as like Sarah and is it Jordan or John? I mean,
Sarah and Jordan are the two that
I feel dating. I feel like her breaking up with him is fairly reasonable. It's kind of stupid that it came to it, but from her point of view, I can totally see why she'd do it. But I'm sorry, but it feels like they're setting to pair her up with that lesbian girl, and I'm just so sick and tired.
They don't.
Thank freaking God! Like I wanted.
Yeah, I know. I watched. Do you mind if I spoil that for you? They don't.
Just that part because they were signaling it really hard.
Nick, that was exactly my concern watching the episode. I was like, oh no. And then nope, they don't do it. Trust me, they do not do it.
Because I'm just so sick and tired of like, oh, they break up. All of a sudden the girl goes lesbian. It's like
it's a bad story. It's a storytelling trope at this point. But yes, 100%. Do not worry about that. That character does not show up again.
As far as the dad cheating, like all the problems he had, I could totally see that situation happening. like him like having an affair. I feel like they're handling that storyline probably about as well as he probably could. That military guy was like a freaking jerk, and like, but this otherworldly, like, they killed off Bizarro way too early. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they did.
It's a
And
shame. It's a
Yeah.
shame.
Wait till you see episode 3. It's just like, no, I mean, it's just season 3, but still, don't worry about it. The season ends actually pretty cool, is what I'll say.
Yeah.
The last battle of the season is really awesome.
It's not as bad. It's a bit of a downgrade. Like the stuff we're doing with Tal Rowe, like they kind of turned him into like a lovable rogue. But like he's kind of like the Loki of the series, and honestly, I'm kind of digging it. Or like you can tell like, okay, he actually kind of cares about, like, they're kind of developing the relationship, and I like that. He is the Loki of the series.
What'd you think of Bizarro World?
I was only seeing glimpses of it so far. I'm not really sure where the storyline is going to go out, but I'm seeing where it leads. I still need to watch Stargirl like season 3, by the way.
I still have to watch Stargirl season 2 and 3, but I've only watched season 1.
Season 2 of Stargirl is really good. Like the stuff with Eclipso is really, really good.
Yeah, and Dave, the way it normally works with the CW is, I wish I had a whiteboard here, is that with the way it works is that season 1 and 2 are good. And then all of a sudden, it just starts doing this.
Also, the other thing you need to know about Stargirl is it was originally meant to be an HBO Max show. Like that's why like there's Luke Wilson and Amy Smart are the lead. Like that's why they got those caliber of actors. And also why the show seems to have like a little bit higher production values than your normal CW show, because it was really meant to be an HBO Max show.
Brown Destroyer says, I did not like the villain of Superman and Lois season 2. Yeah, she's not that good.
Yeah.
What they were, they essentially tried to do a new form of Parasite, which I called, and I was like, what?
Also,
Parasite is a really hard villain to do, especially in live action.
You don't turn her into a creature at least?
Yeah, also, I think John is developing powers. Because, like, they had, like, the first hint of it where, like, he heard the thing. Like, I think my theory, and this is just me, like, speculating mid-season. I know you guys, so hold your tongue. I don't want to be spoiled. I think the X-Kryptonite kind of kickstarted his development of his powers. Because it doesn't make sense, because they're twins, that Jordan would develop powers and that John wouldn't. Like, maybe Jordan, like, started developing earlier, but it doesn't make sense they both wouldn't.
Well, here's the thing. It doesn't make sense that Superman and Lois have kids, because Kryptonians or humans are biologically incompatible. I'm just going to put that right there. The only reason why they did it in the comics is because he was in an alternate dimension where he didn't have his powers.
Need I remind you that these are comic books, and the quote
fictional characters.
Reality, like,
all right, you know what?
Wait, no. I gotta quote Mallrats. Maybe he used a kryptonite condom.
Okay,
God
yeah,
damn
sure.
it.
Yeah, he's got a point there. But actually, to quote Mallrats, but then he dies.
There are worse ways to die.
Whatever, but but yeah. So and the thing is, and Titans, the Beast. Yeah, exactly. And I when I was because I watched the rest of Titans. When I watched this scene, it was so cool to see Grant Morrison. And it seems like he's actually working on the characters. He goes, I could see you. Can you see me? And it was like, it was so good. It was so wholesome. I love that.
Jared, you were rolling a clip earlier?
What clip?
Moment's gone.
Oh, yeah. These are fictional characters. But yeah. So basically, the thing is that ultimately, I think that both shows are going to be gone and not get picked up by Max, because here's the thing. With Gunn building the DCU, he doesn't want anything that's going to conflict, because here's the thing. Yeah, because here's the thing. If they do that, guess what they're going to give ammunition to? Sell hashtag.
I will say this. Of the two, I think Superman and Lois has a chance of getting picked up at HBO Max and getting 2 more seasons. I think it has a chance, because
it would be Max exclusive, but there's a chance.
Mm-hmm.
As for Gotham Knights,
I think DC. Oh, Gotham Knights should burn in the fiery pits of hell.
Or put Superman and Lois on Netflix. Like, imagine.
Yeah, if they do, I know what you're doing, Nick.
No, like, I'm sorry, but I can totally imagine Zaslav, like, Netflix can be like, hey, Warner Brothers, we'll handle the production costs of Superman and Lois. We'll take over everything. We'll even pay you like a fee and some percentage of it. But can we put Superman and Lois on Netflix? I could see David Zaslav totally agreeing to that.
Again, see, here's the thing, and people are saying, well, they did all these animated projects on all these other streaming service.
Invincible was given top dollar,
and here's the thing.
To be fair, Invincible comes from the same studio that's literally flushing down $1 billion per episode on Lord of the Rings.
That's true.
Here's the thing. I can't see that happening, Nick, because they don't want anything to. Because for right now, they don't want anything to conflict with James Gunn's DCU when he creates his new Superman. Because immediately everyone's going to be like, "I like Tyler Hoechlin more. I'm just going to go watch him," and then it's going to overshadow his Superman.
Is that something that we know for sure, or is that just speculation on our part? Because
if Guardians 3 is any indication.
Actually, you know what? That's a good idea. Let's talk about that too. So Guardians 3 came out. I saw it. I liked it compared to what we've gotten in DC. I mean, in the MCU recently, it's really good. But the sales aren't exactly standing up at attention, if you will.
Like I always maintain Guardians would have a great open weekend because word of mouth of the momentum of the Guardian series would kind of lead it, like people who don't follow this stuff, which is most of the Guardians audience. Be like, oh, there's a third Guardians movie. Oh, I like Guardians. Let's go see Guardians. That is I figured to get like a good opening weekend. And
Tavia, that's an animated show. I said animated is different than live action. Anyone here likes Sins of Sinister? I've got kind of fallen off a lot of the X-Men stuff because of what they did with the island and stuff.
Yeah, I left Marvel after Hydra Cap. I was like, nope, I'm done.
I think people hate Disney right now. Yeah,
you don't say.
They backtracked on Hydra Cap so quickly. It is crazy.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. Even Comic Pop was like, I know that they changed the ending of it. So it's like, no, a good Steve came out of the chest of evil Steve. And that's literally, they complete the Tesseract. He puts it in himself. And then the good Steve literally emerges from his chest.
Can someone please shoot me? Because I feel I have a strong desire to put a bolt in my head
and
right
by the
now.
way, yes, House of X Powers of 10 was great. That was fantastic. Hickman gave them a golden goose, and they shot the golden goose.
Okay, quick little thing for you guys. We could also do this later, but I'm just going to propose the topic, and then if you want to do it later, now that's fine. If you had to a 5-person X-Men roster, who would it be? And
okay, that can be later.
Okay, we'll do it later then. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how they can adapt the X-Men. Do it so they're on an island away from everyone, and then just they decide to emerge at this point. That's what they do. There you go.
Basically,
wait. That's how you don't adapt the X-Men. Is you put them on the island.
Well, here's the thing. They'll have to do that because guess what? They have to explain, where the hell were you people?
When did X-Men become lost?
When at the end of House of X Powers of 10, when they started having orgies on the island and started having proms.
I swear, if someone finds a hatch on Krakoa, I will literally.
They found a vault.
Down.
Look at Nick. I knew it. As soon as he said when they found a hatch, I'm like, oh yeah, they found a vault.
Please tell me there weren't numbers.
There were strange alien glyphs. Look at
I know. I can't take this anymore.
This is awesome. That's great. That's great, Nick. I love that. It's literally lost. What?
For the record, I hate you all.
Do you have any more? Yeah, there are alien glyphs. There's like future technologies. Some of the X-Men get caught in the thing for like a long time. It's so funny, and they almost forget about it.
If it comes out that all of the mutants were in purgatory the entire time,
I know.
Nick, take a deep breath. Go
Can
off
you,
camera.
if that happens, Nick, can you make a short reacting to that, please?
I hope.
Anyway, it's a symptom that people are done with the MCU. This could be the last good Marvel movie for a while. True.
Probably.
Marvel's is going to flop hard.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes. And
I would have
Guardians
recasted
3,
Brie. I would have cut my losses, delayed the film, and recasted Brie Larson. I was just like, get out.
yeah, that's
Just
it. You're
get out.
done.
You're done. We'll pay out your contract. You're done.
There's no way it makes over 500 million. Maybe less than that. Jeez. With this, but here's the thing: with this market, you cannot afford to alienate your audience and Brie Larson has done all that.
Here's the problem, though. Mario made $1 billion. It is on track to be the highest grossing animated film of all time. It's literally beating. It's literally doing Frozen numbers. It is on track to beat Frozen. Do you know how big of a deal that is? To beat Frozen. You're beating Disney at their own game.
Okay, let's talk about this. If Marvel goes under again, the characters will just be licensed out all over the place. I don't see Warner Brothers or DC being smart enough like, oh, we'll take them. We'll take the Avengers. We'll take the X-Men. We'll take them all.
Let's be honest. Image will probably just pick up like the DC or Marvel license, and they'll probably just run Marvel or DC as an it'll probably be DC
As a
which one do you think Todd would pick up? Because
DC, because you know
DC.
why? He
DC.
already makes the action figures and publishes his own comics in the Page Punchers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he has more connection with DC now than he does with Marvel, and so I think, and plus literally the president of DC was a founder of Image.
Yeah,
so it makes the whole I imagine like Todd and Jim are still really good friends to this day.
Oh yeah,
Definitely,
they are. They
definitely.
have nothing but good things to say about each other.
So
Marvel's our general rival. Yeah.
I imagine if they license it out, it's just going to go straight to Image, and DC will you'll still see the DC badge logo, but it's going to be an imprint of Image. So basically, you'll see more Spawn Batman stuff. Also, Invincible will probably team up with Superman.
Yeah,
Probably.
or Superboy.
Depends.
Why haven't we seen that already? I imagine Kirkman would
What Image character would Wonder Woman hang out with? That's a good question.
I would say Angela, but she's been a Marvel character.
For the past 7 years.
It's kind of funny. The first character that came to my mind is not an Image character. Red Sonja.
Nice.
Nice. I'm still mad because you know how they did that Conan crossover. Why can't they do a Wonder Woman Red Sonja crossover? Seriously.
I know. And by the way, that Conan crossover with Wonder Woman is awesome.
It is.
Remember, I was part of that panel.
You were?
You did a video. You did a video about it. I remember doing a video with you about it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's one of my highest rated under two Indie Wednesdays ever. It's Aaron Lopresti on art and Gail Simone on writing. It's a match made in heaven.
So since we've been having some of these crazy crossovers like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, Ruby Justice.
Actually, here's a good question. This is really off topic, but we'll address this. Do you guys think that TMNT will get bought up by DC or Marvel?
Neither.
DC.
No, neither. Because TMNT is currently owned by Vivendi Universal. It's already owned by a big conglomerate. Vivendi Universal, the people who own Nickelodeon, it's already they already own TMNT. So
well, it could be who's going to handle the comics. I could see Marvel doing it because TMNT is more street level.
Well, IDW has been doing it for a while. So obviously depends on who ponies up the money. Obviously if Disney wanted to do the money, they'd probably be happy. I kind of think Boom Studios.
Okay, Dave, buddy.
Hang on.
What do you think all new, all different Marvel was for?
Yeah.
Because think about it. In a scenario...
Sorry, I want to get back to the TMNT thing.
Go ahead.
I think Boom Studios should get the TMNT license because it seems like Boom Studios at least has somewhat of a head on their shoulders. I think they could handle TMNT really well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And that's a topic for actually a good indie Wednesday. That could be fun to expand beyond like indie books. But I could see DC taking them because they had a crossover with Batman. That is true, but well, here's the thing. You could say yes, they're owned by another big corporation, but the big corporation can say you can handle the comics, we'll handle the other stuff.
Remember, a lot of these companies that don't do comic books themselves, they license it out. Because remember, Hasbro owns like Transformers,
He-Man.
yeah, and they license out the comics because they themselves don't do the comics. And same thing with Vivendi Universal, they themselves don't do comics. Like that's why when Star Wars was bought up by Marvel, it was only a matter of time before they yanked the license to Dark Horse and and put it with Marvel. Because why would you have why would you pay Dark Horse to do Star Wars comics when you literally own the biggest comic book company
and
ever?
Nick, here's the funny part: Disney did that at one point. They instead of trusting it to Marvel, they had someone else do certain Star Wars comics. And by the way, did you guys watch the recent? I'm debating whether to watch this because I don't like Ruby, but
I'm a former Ruby fan, but like after seeing that Batman clip, I was kind of a bit turned off. A buddy of mine kind of wants to watch with me sometimes, so like if he wants to watch with me, I'll probably do it. But other than that, I'm probably not going to seek it out.
Am I the only one who got weird vibes from that clip? Because good God.
I really couldn't stand that. But I'll tell you what, if you guys put in the comments, I may regret this. Put in the comments if you guys want me to watch it and review it on the channel. I will do it.
Can't be worse than when you watch Gotham Knights.
Yeah, I know, right?
Also, Jared, actually, we should do a live. If we're gonna do it, let's just do a live reaction live stream.
All right, that works.
All right.
So like we watch it and we cringe about it, and people can join in on that. I think that's the best way to do it.
No,
but also
JJheat
remember,
was cringe.
there's comics. There's Justice League Ruby comics that we can do as well.
I have one of the issues, and it's actually pretty decent, where they actually change to be more DC, like their appearance changes. So
Also, Jared, one of these days we need for under 2K, we need to do a review of Power Rangers Justice League. You and me.
yes.
Okay.
Also, JJheat, you're also a Power Rangers fan. I think you should be involved.
Yeah. You're
Appreciate it.
My show, so I can decide who shows up. But yeah, so
True, but I didn't want to be a butthole about it.
before we move on to our next topic, Nick has stuff to promote. So you want to go on, Nick?
All right. Do you have the link to share, or do you want me to do it?
You can do it. Put
right,
put in the private chat and all. And by the way, it's in the description of this stream.
All right. I'm just pulling it up right now.
So basically, this is our usual plug for 2100 Samurai, the comic that Nick is currently working on. Shazam and Wonder Woman versus the Gods feels weird. It is kind of weird. It is kind of odd. So here you go.
All I'm gonna say is I did it. Jared and I did it better. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes, we definitely did. DC, hire us. We'll do it way better.
All right, guys. So this is like the official end of week 1. We launched it a week ago. We launched it a week ago today, and at the end of week 1, we are almost 3/4 of the way funded. Thank you. I just want to. I appreciate you all, and at this point, it's no longer a question of if, but
only when.
Because almost 3/4 of the way funded. Week 1 is a big deal. So I want to give a shout out first off to JJheat for bagging the comic earlier today. I really appreciate you, brother. Just want to say thank you. Also for Jared for being one of my super backers. You are awesome. What I mean by super backers, we're just kind of doing this real quick. So I got 25 of the Blood and Steel edition. I'm a writer, so I hire out people. So
I'm a writer, but so what I normally do is that if you guys ever want to see like who's drawing my book, look up Dawson from the Foreign Nerds podcast. He's a fantastic comic book artist. He and I hang out all the time, and he's handling the art for my book.
Yep. And so, you become a super backer, get the Blood and Steel edition. 3 out of 25 claimed. That's pretty cool. And yeah, just want to kind of do a quick update, kind of put this in front of your faces. If anyone wants to back it, they can. Jared has already shared the Indiegogo link. This is live for another 23 days, but I really want to get funded by the end of next week. Next time you guys see me on CLD, I want to be funded. Let's make this happen, people. I believe in you.
So, and real quick, I want to show you guys a little tease of what's coming from my book, and just highlight Dawson because I love his stuff. So here is one of my character, Achilles.
Does he kill Ease?
No, basically he's my bruiser / berserker character. So basically, I'm writing a book that's basically heavily inspired by Justice League. So that's it. And then movie theater says I want to create my own indie comic for fun one day. I want to put in monster science. Fantastic. Go do it. That's the number one advice. That's the number one piece of advice that I would give. If you want to make an indie comic, do it. Achilles from that myth. Okay, so here's the thing. All my characters, they're not the exact characters from Greek myth. They're named after the characters from Greek myth. Like I have Atlas, Athena, Hephaestus. A lot of them are inspired, but I don't have Aphrodite yet.
Oh.
But essentially, it's just like, because the two things that I love in this world are comic books and Greek myth. So I'm combining those two. Their headquarters is called Olympus, and the team is called the Pantheon.
So if you do get Aphrodite, will she have the power of love?
No.
God, we are old.
I didn't know that, so I'm probably just. Well, let me put it this way, I was homeschooled, so that's probably explains why I don't know all these references. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think I was just a little bit too dang loud on that one.
But it's all good. And by the way, I'll have more information on the coming soon. I'm about halfway done with chapter 2's script. It's going to be 3 or 4 chapters in one volume. It's going to come like a trade, and then.
And I will say this for any writer, please go indie. # go indie.
Go indie. But, Iron Age, baby.
Go indie.
Iron Age.
Iron Age all the way.
You deserve, any creator, if they're willing to put in the effort to make a comic, you deserve better than the scraps of the big two. I cannot stress that enough.
They will give you scraps.
You got continuity. You got continuity mess, fan expectation, generational baggage. No one deserves to go through that, and some people crack under the pressure. It happens.
But yeah, so we'll do when I have more art to show and stuff, I'll show I'll show essentially I'll do a stream where I talk about it. So moving on.
So do you guys want the proof of how like going on your own and going indie really works? Because Jared's kind of grabbing something real quick. We're gonna just do this kind of real quick. But yeah, it's kind of a long road. It's a lot of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. But it does pay off eventually. And yeah, it's I can't wait for Jared's comic. It's gonna be really good. I will be backing it, and I hope all of you back his comic. It's gonna be really great. It's really exciting.
Okay, so here's Screecher. I backed the Talon edition because I'm one of those dudes.
You're awesome like that.
I backed the Talon, and here's 2100 Samurais issues 1 and 2.
Yep. We show those real quick, and then let's kind of move on to the next topic.
And then, by the way, Dave has an interesting question real quick. Did you guys pick up anything good at Free Comic Book Day?
I went ahead and picked up Night Terrors number 0. It's a good prelude.
Me too.
It was a good prelude.
I got Night Terrors, Spider-Man Venom, Uncanny Avengers, this Sword and Sorcery indie book, and a couple of others. And yes, I got Night Terrors as well. All right. So let's get back to the regular scheduled programming. Our next topic. Okay, so this is an interesting debate that goes on in the community, and I really wanted to highlight it. What if the SnyderVerse continues as a comic book? Hey, League, if you make Hera, what would her personality be like? That's a good question. She'd be very vengeful.
So Karen.
Very vengeful. Yeah.
I regret nothing.
There are other. 100%. She's gonna be very vengeful if I put her in, which I may do that. There may be other like side characters that would be in there. In other words, if you know Hera's backstory and like Wonder Woman comics and like Greek myth, that's gonna be what she was like.
So what you're saying is he's gonna put people in very Hera-ing situations.
Oh my gosh, Nick, and yes, 100%. I got the new Conan book. It's awesome. The new Conan preview. So, what if the SnyderVerse is a comic? Now, here's what I want to say here. This could lead to a continuation in movie form because guess what? Let's say this comes out. You guys know it's gonna do gangbusters.
Definitely.
So what could happen? Yeah, watched the Justice League last night. I thought it was awesome, except for the nightmare stuff at the end with the Joker. That's awesome. But what this could lead to is, guess what? Then if this explodes, we have actual, like, irrefutable numerical proof that there is interest in this thing. It's not like, well, HBO Max is hiding the numbers, it's fudging the numbers. No, we have the numbers here, and they say that there is an audience for this. If it sells well, Zach could say, hey, you know what? This could work. I could show up and do this. And you wouldn't even, and it wouldn't require that much. What do you guys think? I'll start with Nick.
I think the comic book thing is ultimately a good thing. I think it's like the most likely the scenario because it just makes the most sense to me.
But what do you think about it possibly leading to a continuation?
I mean, I'm all for it. I'm not sure if it will. I think ultimately probably what would happen is they do a comic book just to be like, okay, fine, let's do this comic book, get out, just please the fans, just shut them up or whatever. And then let's just say it gets announced as like crazy good numbers. They'd be like, But the problem is we won't see James Gunn is the problem. Like outside of it going to Netflix, which I still do support, I don't really see anything.
Okay, that's a good point. Look at that Berserker comic when Hammond was basically a smaller Punisher. Yeah, it was. It's basically that. So, but what do you think, JJheat?
As for me, I could see it going either way because because James Gunn did open the door for Elseworlds. So this really could go either way. And by the way, Nick, I am completely awake, so knock it off.
I don't know. When he called on you, I heard like the familiar sharp intake of breath.
Nice one. So, but anyway, so JJheat, continue.
And as I was, so really, would it sell as a comic? Maybe. I can't guarantee it'll sell gangbusters because the
SnyderVerse community will make it sell, dude.
Oh yes, we are awesome.
Okay.
We are legion.
Did you see what happened when Zack Snyder had an absolute edition of Final Crisis in the background of a picture?
By
absolute and omnibus sold out. That's what DC Black Label is for. Yes, there you go. Just do that. No, but seriously, remember the absolute edition and omnibus, which by the way are very pricey items, sold out just because it was in the background of his picture.
I mean, look at what happened to Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow when James Gunn announced it as the inspiration for his new Supergirl movie.
Oh, dude, I still can't get the volume 1 omnibus for Grant Morrison's Batman because of that.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Now that it's firmly established that the SnyderVerse is going to be an Elseworld story, I get the feeling more people will be on board with it because they're like, okay, it's not the main Superman, it's just a version of Superman. So I could go for that.
As soon as you said Elseworlds, I was like, oh no, I hope Tom King didn't get his paws on it.
Oh no. But I think
see that's a monkey paw for you. Oh, we get SnyderVerse comic book, but it's written by Tom King.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just say this now.
That's a monkey paw.
If you're gonna do a SnyderVerse comic, have it written by Scott Snyder.
So we Scott Snyder and Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's what you're saying.
To be perfectly fair, outside of like the Snyder meme, yes, he would be a good pick. What other non-Snyder writers do you think you'd have for it?
I think it's safe to say not Jeff Johns.
No.
If that diss is enough, I'm like, nope. Grant Morrison would be great.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah,
that.
but Grant Morrison tends to do his own thing. He'd quickly go off the rails from what people would expect. Fan expectation would really be a problem for them.
Peter J. Tomasi.
After
Oh,
what he did to Superman, Wonder Woman
Good
Volume
point.
3.
Good point. Good point.
So David Hernandez brought up something pretty interesting. Kind of got me thinking.
Oh,
No,
He
hear
fit
me out.
right
Hear me
in.
out. Hear me out.
He
Hear
fit
me
right
out.
in.
What if they did a comic book version of the Ben Affleck Batman movie, and Frank Miller actually did a variant cover for one of the books?
dude. That's what I think they should do either way. Just make the other movies, but do them in comic book form and have Ben Affleck write it.
Oh yes.
That's what I think. That's what I think would be pretty cool is if we can get like the actual comics, the movies that we didn't get, at least made it as in comic book form, like Man of Steel 2, obviously Justice League Part 2 and 3, the original script for Flash, the Batfleck movie, the Cyborg movie. There's any number of things. Yeah, Ben Affleck and Zack Snyder co-plotters. There you go. And a New Gods one. How is that? The SnyderVerse New Gods that shows Darkseid coming to
Can
power.
you imagine?
Yeah.
Like, okay, here's your dream team right here. It's a Batman graphic novel, of like Ben Affleck's Batman movie, written by Ben Affleck, drawn by Greg Capullo.
Oh, I got a better one, Nick. I got a better one in terms of writers. Because remember, you know who offered to co-write the Batman movie with Ben Affleck is Marv Wolfman, creator of Deathstroke. How about that?
Okay. The Batman comic book is co-written by Ben Affleck and Marv Wolfman,
Yes.
with art by Greg Capullo.
Yes. Yeah, I'm down with that. I'm down with that. The Justice League comic, I could see being art by Jim Lee or Jason Fabok. I would be fine with either of those two.
Also, I want Rob Liefeld to do a variant cover, just because.
Yes. He's so weird because he's a massive SnyderVerse fan. He gets into arguments with people on Twitter about the SnyderVerse. Which, by the way, Rob Liefeld, if somehow you're watching this, I love you and I would love to have you on the show.
And if Frank Miller does not do a variant cover for like
at least of the Batman, come on. It's based on his Batman.
That would be a crime.
Can you do a variant cover of Superman and a bloody Wonder Woman kissing? Because I'm referencing a panel from Dark Knight: The Master Race where that happened.
Okay, this is gonna get into like full on dream territory. Never happened. Imagine because you know how they're planning a Nightwing movie set in the SnyderVerse.
Yeah.
Okay. A Nightwing graphic novel about that movie, written by Chuck Dixon, drawn by Scott McDaniel. Bring back the 90s, baby!
Yes, that would work. Oh, another one. Jorge Jimenez. Yes. And by the way, Zach Levi got to write. All the actors got to write a Shazam comic. Why can't Zack Snyder do one? Yeah, exactly.
Also, imagine if they did a Teen Titans set in the SnyderVerse, but you had Jose Garcia do a cover for it. Jose Garcia was the other artist for Teen Titans back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would work. And the R.I.P. George Perez, but it would be so cool to have a SnyderVerse variant covered by George Perez.
I mean, screw that. If they ever did a Wonder Woman thing, I wish he would have done a cover for it. Imagine a George Perez, him drawing Gal Gadot version.
Oh yes, he could render her really well.
Oh, imagine if Mike Turner had done Gal Gadot Wonder Woman.
Oh, Lee Bermejo would be a great pick. Oh yeah, and yes, JJheat, I know.
No, actually, Mark Silvestri doing the SnyderVerse book.
As someone that has seen his DC work with the Batman book, yes, he could do that. Oh, I'd be fine with that. Yeah. But Lee Bermejo, and in case you don't know, Lee Bermejo did Batman Damned and such. He did the Bat Penis. So there you go. But yeah, his style actually works really well for the SnyderVerse. And actually, Dawson, again, my artist, he said his picks would be Jim Lee, Jason Fabok, Greg Capullo or Lee Bermejo.
What if Kyle Higgins wrote Zack Snyder's Justice League?
No, I think that for the SnyderVerse
Kyle
comic,
Hickman.
No, I think for the SnyderVerse, I think it would be best if Zach wrote the comic.
Or at least co-wrote it.
At least co-wrote it, and then have it co-written by like Grant Morrison because JLA.
Yeah, because you need because Zach's not a comic writer. Because you need someone who's actually a professional comic book writer to at least translate it. But I think Zack Snyder should at least be a co-writer.
Yeah, and plus, if we're talking about Justice League, you got to put Grant Morrison.
Yeah,
as a person that is currently halfway through his omnibus, you got to put Grant Morrison. But Barry, drop in the comments who would you want to write the Justice League book? Now, who would you want to write? What would be your creative team for the Superman book? Scott Snyder, Jim Lee, easy. Because if you've read Superman Unchained, that was actually pretty dope. But who would you pick, Nick, for the Henry Cavill Superman one?
It's kind of hard because like I'm not really too familiar with like a lot of Superman writers. Like I never really got much into Superman as a comic. I love the character. Like I'm more of a Batman guy. Like I can name Batman stuff all day long.
What about you, JJheat? Are you asleep, JJheat? Okay, JJheat's out. But and by JJheat, I think you're muted if you're trying to speak. Grant Morrison set the template for the Justice League. Yeah, exactly.
Modern Justice League for sure.
Yeah, he has to be on Justice League. There's no way he's not on Justice League. And then for Wonder Woman, I could see honestly not Rucka. Please, for the love of God, don't put Rucka on there. He will ruin it. Oh, and by the way, Marv Wolfman, Scott Snyder, Jim Lee, Grant Morrison. Yep, that's good. For Wonder Woman, I would honestly pick Meredith and David Finch. They were fantastic on on Wonder Woman specifically. They wrote her during the New 52, and their run was fantastic. But and by the way, what's kind of funny is that I asked David Finch, and I met him at Comic-Con, about the Wonder Woman bodysuit that she had in the New 52, and what yes, you got to give Wonder Woman good rise. Yeah, Marathon David Finch. But I asked him what was like because that was his design. I go, what was like the editorial decision making for that? And he goes, because they wanted Wonder Woman to be fully covered, and then when they saw the fan backlash, they reversed real quick. So There you go. That's the way it works. So on that note, I think that's actually a good place to like leave this episode, because I think we covered a lot of ground. We had at peak 10 people watching. That was super great. Britt got to come and hang out, and we will see you. So real quick, we're gonna promote ourselves. So JJheat, if you're still in here, if you're not muted, you may unmute and promote yourself. In the meantime, Nick, where can we find you, and what have you got coming out besides 2100 Samurai?
You almost said Screecher. So you can find me on Twitter at the Phoenix Press. YouTube, just search the same. We got some. Let's see here. We got some Super Split Screen Bros coming up. We got Justice League on Jared's channel. Also, here in a few weeks, we'll be restarting the Avatar rewatch with Season 2, Book 2 Earth. I am so excited. You are going to fall in love with some of these characters, just saying. Yeah, and so basically I'm kind of finishing up this thing, kind of getting Turned Samurai out there. We start production on Screecher Issue 2 here soon. I've been putting a lot of thought into the character, like the costume design of Shiva, who's going to be the enemy there. That's going to be really great. So, yeah, it's going to be an exciting summer for me, I think.
It's going to be super fun. And yeah, Howard Porter and Brian Hitch would be great picks. In terms of what I got coming out for Comics League, I got a TBD on a video for Monday. I'm still thinking about what I want to do. But again, Britt and I are going to be doing a lot of content together soon. We're going to be doing our own show on like New 52 and stuff, really examining that initiative. Nick and I have our episode of Justice League that's going to come out on Tuesday, and then the week after that is when we're going to do a live stream. We're going to live stream our discussion for the finale for Justice League, and we'll talk to you guys about it. In terms of Under Two Capes next week, we're again it's TBD. We'll see what we want to talk about for Under Two Capes. Probably will Under Two Capes next week will probably be we're going to make a high school Justice League book, because why not?
Probably.
And now that JJheat is back, JJheat, where can we find you and what have you got coming on the channel?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at JJheat75. You can find me on YouTube, JJheat Blaze. I recently did my Batman Telltale playthrough Part 3, which should have went live around the same time as we were on CLD. It's probably wrapping up right now. And also, I'm just going to go ahead and show this now since I already have it pulled up. Give me just a moment.
There you go.
Jared and I had a great time covering this one. I really implore you guys to check it out. You'll have a good time. I promise you that. And who knows, you might find some very interesting topics about it. It really makes you think.
It's super fun. It's a really good discussion. We loved it. It was super fun. And again, that's us talking about about what if New 52 Superman hadn't died. So on that note, everyone, hope to see you guys next week for Comics League Dark. Stay heroic, and I will be sure to let you guys know the next time we go live.
Wonderbat.
Stay heroic, and we will see you in the very, very
Wonderbat.
next episode.